What's up guys, I have my Spec Miata behind me and I'm really excited to share this new series with you because I'm getting out of Spec Miata for a few reasons, one of which is the speed. I want to go a bit faster than this 106 horsepower engine will allow me to go, and the class doesn't allow you to do anything to the car, which is kind of a second reason all in its own, because not only do I like driving, I like building, and I like tinkering with things and tuning them and changing them and making them better or worse and figuring out why they're worse or better. And I just like the whole experimentation process of messing with a car. So Spec Miata did not allow me to do any of those things. It doesn't allow me to go as fast as I want to go. It's great fun, it's competitive, there's a lot of drivers out there, there's a lot of great talent, and you can really improve if you stick with it and stay in the class and commit yourself to getting better through the class and competing with all these other great drivers. But for my personal goals and what I like to do in racing, it wasn't really the best fit for me. So what I'm doing now is I'm building this car out to be an endurance car. So it's gonna get some extra light, it's gonna get some aero modifications, it's gonna get lightened up, and hopefully it's gonna get all of those things for as close to $0 as we can get. So that's the new series, is how to make your car faster for no money. All right, one of the first things I want to do that is free, doesn't require me to buy anything, is add some ventilation to the hood so that the hot air from the radiator and the exhaust has a place to escape. It actually decreases lift in the vehicle, which is an aerodynamic advantage. Now, where you put the vents is really important because air doesn't want to exit out into a high pressure area. You have a high pressure area in the front of the hood where the air is having to change direction to get up over the bumper and across the hood, and you have another high pressure area before the air goes up the windshield. So somewhere in between, the air is able to slow down, and that is the place where you want to bring the hood out. Now it changes for each vehicle because the shape of the vehicle really determines where that location is. So thankfully we have a Miata, and there are already a lot of people who have done these kind of tests for us. So there's plenty of resources online to figure out exactly where to best place that exit vent. In our case, I believe it's about 3/4 of the way up. I'm gonna confirm that, but in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and take this hood off so that we can work on it, on a table, so we're not, hanging over the fenders to try to cut our vents in there. Looks like a 14, maybe? Yep. So, taking a chance here and assuming that because Mazda went and decided to make this hood out of aluminum, that I'll be able to do this by myself, but we'll see pretty soon. Not too bad. Now would you look at that? Now we got a nice clear engine bay to work out of, lots of visibility, lots of view. There's way more light coming into here now, so it'll be easier to work. So let's freaking dig right into it. Okay, this is where the original stock air filter goes. I don't want to buy a cone air filter. I want to move it away from the headers because there's so much heat over here, and I want to get it away from the heat so hopefully the engine can cool a little better and also make more power. So I want to retain the factory airbox because that's what I have right now, and I don't want to spend any money. So I have some tubing that I can use to maybe relocate it over here, but as you'll notice, there's not a lot of room, there's not a lot of height in here for the airbox to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all of the sheet metal out. This is the frame rail, so I can't dig into this. This is a structural component, but I can cut all this out because this is just sheet metal, and I'm going to tuck the air filter down in here, removing the headlight, because I'm going to go ahead and put the headlight somewhere else soon. So let's start by, let's keep the air all blocked off for now, because we're going to be throwing sparks, and let's let's cut this out and see how well that fits. Angle grinders like this one are loud AF, as the kids are saying these days, so wearing some of these might protect your hearing for when you're an old fart. I prefer using a closed face mask because the single goggle ones, the metal can come up underneath them sometimes, and I have personally had metal dug out of my eye with a tiny little spoon, so I am very careful about eye protection, and you should be too. Let's see. We're getting somewhere. We're gonna have to go a little bit further. If you'll see, so it's starting to take shape. It's starting to get closer to where it needs to be. But if you'll see, we still have a little bit further to go. We have to cut into the metal a little bit more so we can get it in there. But now, I don't know how well the light is showing you this. I'm trying to give it some more light. We're starting to get into our yeah, you're not going to be able to see on camera, but you'll have to take my word for it. The tire's right here, so we're starting to get into the path that the tire takes when it turns left. So I'm not sure we're going to be able to use this box. I think we can use this hole and put our air intake here, but we might have to use a different style of air filter. One of the most notable things I'm going to be able to do to this car in our endurance journey is remove the hardtop and remove a bunch of the extra weight I have inside here, because I have plenty of lack of power up here in order for me to remove a whole bunch of weight from this car. So weight reduction is going to be our #1 goal because it costs money to add power. So we're going to remove this hardtop, sell it so we can get some more money for the rest of the car and also the rest of the ballast inside there. But we're not going to stop there. I'm going to pull this windshield out to reduce the frontal area of the car and hopefully make the car more slippery. But the issue with removing the front windshield and reducing the frontal area is you get so much turbulence inside the cockpit that it's not as beneficial as it should be. So what we're gonna have to do once this windshield and windshield frame come out is we're gonna have to panel in the whole passenger compartment of the car so that the air has a smooth place to go across the surface of the cockpit and off the back. So I'm not sure if I'll pull this you know what? I think I can pull this windshield today. Let's do it. But first, getting ahead of myself, let's get this hardtop off. Now, when I was putting this cage together, I made a wee little error in my bar design. I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a little bolt there that's right next to the roll cage, and it's super hard to get out. I'm gonna have to make like 140 16th turns with my custom little hex head Allen key in order to get this hardtop off. But yeah, let's stop talking about it and just get started. This here is the little tool that I had to make to get inside that tight clearance between the roll cage and the top. It's not obviously as hard as tool steel because this is just mild steel welded to the little tool itself, and you have to be real careful not to break it, but that's what you have to do to get the bolts in and out. But hopefully that will never be an issue again, as this top is out of here. The back's got to come out first because the brackets are still on the front. Actually, the brackets are still on everything.
You can slide it, right?
Yeah. But we have ourselves a little windshield repair and removal kit here, and here it is. I'll try to maybe put a link to this on Amazon in the video description, so check that out. And we're gonna try to go through the steps that you might need to take when you're removing a windshield, but I wouldn't trust anything we're about to say until you find out whether we got this out without cracking it or not. So we'll try to go step by step and show you, but we haven't successfully done this yet. So just bear that in mind and follow these instructions at your own peril. So the air has a place to go, so the air doesn't come down into here. And
kind of like a late model type.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just gonna go from this bar to here, moving some stuff.
And the whole passenger compartment too.
Oh, so you're gonna put
all the way to the dash. I might rip the dash out. That dash is like 70 pounds. It's heavy.
All right.
Yeah, it's got a bar through it that's like super heavy. I just need to be able to mount those gauges.
Put a sheet metal up.
It's something simple, I guess. Yeah.
What we do with the circle track cars.
Yeah, something like that. It's got to fit the stock gauges because I don't want to buy all those new. That'd be $1,000 to buy all those gauges.
Drill holes. Yeah.
No, it's all one piece. It's all an assembly. Yeah. Don't have to worry about changing those old windshield wiper blades. So this here's your poker. You start your hole with this, with the cord wrapped around the edge of it so you can get the cable started. So basically you need a sharp cable that's going to be used to saw all of the silicone and sealer around the outside of the windshield. And that's what breaks the bead and gets it out of there. In theory.
Yeah.
We haven't done it yet.
Yeah. This is our first attempt.
Careful. Wait. Let's go in one direction. Don't do this with it. I'm just going. No. I'm going up. Just help me go in this direction. Yeah. And then here, I'm gonna rotate it down. Careful. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's set it down. Set it down.
You get the rest of the way out?
Yeah, what do you want? Well, that could have gone a little bit better. So yeah, take all of our advice with a grain of salt on that one. It started cracking around the edges as we were pulling it through. We were getting like little chips around the perimeter of the windshield. But then once we got here, we got to a tight spot because it's in the corner, so it's hard to get that wire around the edge. And we started using a different tool, and it was all bets were off at that point. But it's off, it's out of there. We have a little bit of vacuuming to do here. And next thing to do is probably take the dashboard out. It's gonna leave me with a bit of an issue trying to mount the instrument cluster, but hey, it's what it costs to go fast. Check that out. With just a few hours worth of work, this thing is like 200 pounds lighter. Just the hardtop being gone and the windshield. Yeah, quite a modest improvement, if I must say. I'm really curious to get this thing on the scale once all of our weight reduction efforts are completed. So let's pull this dashboard out of here. My, what a massacre. And we have only just begun. We pulled the windshield out, we took the hood off, we made room for a new air intake. What else? We cut the door panels out, we took the wing windows out, we took the dashboard out. We pretty much gutted this thing all over again, just as though it was when I first started working on it. And we've only scratched the surface because there is so much more in store for this car between now and October. It is July now. Race is on October 8th, also my birthday. And we plan to enter this in our endurance race and see how it does. But before that, we're gonna weigh it, see how much it weighs, maybe get it to the dyno. I know it's the horsepower is not really the main draw of this vehicle, but it will help us to know where the air-fuel ratio is and kind of do a little bit of fine-tuning before we take it on track. So we'll see what we can get done. Right now we're focused on $0 improvements, and we've made quite a few already. It's probably like 200 pounds lighter than it was when we first started this video. So stay in tune for the next one. If you're enjoying this build and like the content that I put out, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me spread this out to more people, and the more people it spreads to, the better content I can create and give to you. So it really helps all of us if you can give me a thumbs up. I deeply appreciate it. Well, hope you had as much fun as I did watching me tear stuff apart. Stay up to date and see you in the next one.